In fact, a movie has been made of his life. Nick was a very healthy and strong and very competent railroad yardman. He was highly respected by his fellow workers, but Nick had one fatal flaw. Nick's flaw was he was an eternal pessimist. He just always thought the worst. Well, one day, the men were let go a little early because they wanted to celebrate the foreman's birthday. And so they were allowed to leave an hour early. Well, Nick, being the eternal pessimist, had to check everything, and he accidentally locked himself into a refrigeration car. Well, it was midsummer. He's in that refrigeration car. He begins to bang and yell on the door. Well, as he bangs and yells on the door, people on the outside would have thought the sound was coming from a nearby playground or maybe from the other trains coming in and going out, and they wouldn't hear. Nick screamed until his voice went hoarse. He beat on the door until his hands were bloody, and he realized, I'm not getting out of here. He was shivering, literally shivering, and he found a cardboard box, and he began to scroll on that cardboard box what he thought would be his last words. As he wrote, he thought, I want to write this to my wife. These are my last words, and to my family, to tell them how much I love them. He thought, if I could just go to sleep, they'll find my body in the morning. Sure enough, the next morning, they found his body. They opened the doors, and they found his body. They did an autopsy. They discovered that the autopsy revealed that Nick had literally frozen to death. But what was unusual was the temperature inside the boxcar was a steady 61 degrees. There's plenty of fresh air, and Nick, because of his own pessimism, because of his own negative thoughts, literally talked himself into freezing to death. Proverbs 23:7 says, for as a man thinks in his heart, so is he. How are you thinking? What are your thoughts? 2 Timothy 1:7 says, for God has not given us a spirit of fear and timidity, but of power, love, and self-discipline. I think one of my favorite quotes of all time comes from John Maxwell, and he said that our attitude determines our attitude determines our altitude. How's you thinking? How's you thinking? It's just a thought. Man, I pray you have a blessed day. Looking for a great church to come to? Come on down to Meadowbrook. We'd love to have you.